1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check, mic check. I can only hear you.
Yep. Yeah, more officers are arriving as we speak, walking up to this scene. Again, you just read the tweet from the Radnor Township Police Superintendent, who says all information will be coming from them. They are assisting and helping to clear buildings at Villanova University. This situation remains active. Residents who live nearby are being told to shelter in place. Students, faculty, everyone being told to shelter in place. But as I said, since we arrived, we just continue to see a line of police officers, law enforcement, officers armed in SWAT gear, making their way up the road here for the situation. Now, I will say when we first arrived, we saw law enforcement running, literally running up the street. We saw cars peeling by, and here comes another car with its flashers on. We haven't seen that. We see law enforcement walking up the hill. Again, we originally heard that there may have been one victim, but Radnor Township Police are saying that is not the case. So fingers crossed. But again, hundreds of law enforcement from Montgomery, Delaware, and Chester counties here on scene, armed, SWAT, in full gear, responding to this active shooter investigation on Villanova University, just as freshman orientation was happening. So again, just the freshmen on campus, their orientation leaders, their parents as well, were here earlier, and I presume many are still here with their students because obviously a super, super scary situation. Well, Jason, that's the other point. That's the other point. These are freshmen. They just arrived unpacking, and they probably are not familiar with the campus. They probably do not know their way around, making this even more unsettling and frightening. If you're out at a mass or you're just walking around trying to get the lay of the land, and all of a sudden you get a text saying shelter in place, find a place to hide and barricade yourself inside. That is super scary, especially if you are not familiar with where you are. Imagine when you were a freshman in college, just trying to figure out where everything was. And now they're faced with this situation. And again, here come more law enforcement walking down the street in SWAT gear, armed, and walking down the street. Shiva, you mentioned earlier, we saw law enforcement running down the street. But the point is they're still arriving. And Radnor police say this is still an active situation, and they are going building to building. Initially, the reports came in that it was by the law school, but now we're hearing that from Radnor police that they are searching the buildings on campus for this active shooter investigation. And I think it's important to note too that how critical these notifications are for students, that they got this alert. It came down around 4:30 this afternoon, alerting students so they would know what to do, so they would know that they need to stay where they are, they need to barricade themselves inside, and not to be wandering around campus investigating. Right. No, Shiva. We're just trying to walk down to get a little bit better vantage point and see as much as we can see while also trying to stay safe. Um, we have a resident here, obviously coming out of his home. Sir, have you been told anything? Did you get any kind of alert?
On the Philadelphia Inquirer, and they said active shooter, one person shot, but not killed as far as we know.
Right. Well, Radnor police just tweeting that nobody was injured, but it's still active. I mean, how unsettling is this? I mean, you're the street where you live is filled with law enforcement.
Nice and quiet, nice and quiet.
Normally, it's a nice and quiet.
And the law school is the quietest. They're just in there studying all the time, so we've never heard a word, not one word. So I didn't see or hear anything here because I've been watching for about 20 minutes, but this is like crazy.
And these are armed law enforcement running down your street.
Well, they're walking and it's all blocked right now, so they're still looking for them. The helicopters have been here for an hour, so. And how about you guys?
What goes through your mind?
No, nothing like, I've lived here for 27 years. Nothing like this has ever happened before. So a unique incident, terrible, but not uncommon in this day and age. Rejected law school student or something like that. You know, you got to surmise something.
What is your name, sir?
Stan Ewing.
And how long have you lived here?
27 years.
27
Yeah.
years. And you said nothing like this has ever
Nothing,
happened?
no. And the university doesn't make a peep either. The neighbors were all nervous when they built the new law school there, but not a peep out of anything here. So
Have police said anything to you as they've come by? Have they
no,
given you
we
any
got all their
information?
information from the Inquirer online. So they're good about that.
Are you nervous? Because apparently this active shooter has not been captured, and we keep seeing more and more law enforcement walking down your street, some of them running, armed with long guns and shields. And
no, I'm in medicine, and so, you know, I don't work in the emergency room, though, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this, really. It's incredible.
But the commotion of just the officers coming through, that's the first you...
Well, yeah, no, I just said, oh my God, there really are quite a few cars out here. Can we go that way? I'm supposed to go somewhere, but this is amazing, you guys.
well, I guess Radnor police are actually telling residents to shelter in place. So they're asking people who live nearby to stay put. I don't know if you saw any of those alerts.
No, they were all online. They said, stay in place, under shelter, and don't come out. But I said, I was talking to the one guy there just for a second, and he said, all right, that's fine. Right, guys.
All right,
Keep up
thank
the good
you.
work.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Appreciate
Nice
it.
to meet you.
So there you have it. This was a gentleman who lives along the road who has been watching law enforcement speeding by his house, trying to figure out, just like we are, exactly what's happened, but saying, Jason and Shiva, nothing like this has ever happened in this neighborhood before. And he's lived here for 27 years.
So. Just one. Hey, Don, and let me jump right out of the way real quickly for you here so you can see behind us, all up this hill on 29, just flashing lights. That is, it's agencies, we have seen local police, state police, law enforcement. And again, we are not far from the Totalmente, compañera. Quiero que se fijen algo, podemos caminar un poco más hacia la escena que ha tenido por supuesto acomodada. miembros de la policía, tal cual como dialogamos antes, estamos hablando de una tremenda actividad de policía que está manejar la situación lo mejor posible. Sobre lo que está hasta ahora. Guys, we can get out of here. We're going to be backing up. All right? Okay. I don't know nothing about nothing. Allá en ahora de la tarde, por supuesto, todavía continuamos a ver información por parte de las autoridades, continuamos monitoreando solamente ustedes la alerta se pueda llegar toda la información, afortunadamente, haga una persona en sintonía. Es importante ahora sí, estudiantes continúan siguiendo sus protocolos totalmente cerrados, no tienen cerrados. Hold on, let me get a piece of steak. Hello.
Starting to cut out.
haga caso, Belén, amigo en casa, es que la misma presencia de oficiales que hemos podido ver cómo han llegado un poco de ambulancias a la escena. Ahora, es importante mencionar que cuando se hablaba con algunas preguntas del hacia la zona, creo que es un momento para este lado de acá, para que pueda ver lo que está pasando en este momento. Quizás entonces la policía ya haciendo un poco de salida hacia lo que es.
And Shiva, you can see law enforcement here walking.
Sobre todo en ese proceso de.
Well, Sheba, we're seeing some law enforcement actually leaving the scene, walking down the street the other way. They did not say anything, but we also have a Lower Marion police cruiser pulling out. So I don't know if that is any indication that things are calming down or the situation is under control, but we are now seeing law enforcement leaving as opposed to rushing up this street where we are. Still hundreds of law enforcement from all across the Tri-County area, Delaware, Montgomery, and Chester counties here on scene, as well as state police. Radnor Township Police seem to be heading up this investigation and tweeting out. We also see some police officers up there on the hill there, walking up on the side of the campus there, armed. We did see another officer up in that general area just a short time ago. So kind of hard to say. We understand from Radnor Township Police that they are going building to building, searching for an active shooter situation. So, but as you mentioned, Sheba, I mean, families are dropping their children off to college. This is supposed to be a really exciting time. And now this is what they're dealing with. And Jason, that would explain why we're currently seeing police officers leaving the scene, pulling out. But just unbelievable, because to be here and see this police response, I have to tell you, was absolutely incredible. As we are getting out of our news van, we are seeing SWAT, armed police officers, law enforcement geared up to the hilt, racing down the street for what they believed was an active shooter. And for all the people on campus, the student athletes, these freshmen, the orientation leaders, their parents, an absolutely frightening situation. And then to just hear right now from the president of the university that this was a cruel hoax is just unbelievable. Absolutely, you have to take it seriously, because we've been on the other side of this, where students have been shot and killed. And I mean, this was the response that was appropriate for what they thought was happening. And but it just has to be so unsettling. And what an awful way for these freshmen to be starting out their college experience, to have the university basically bombarded with law enforcement everywhere they looked. wondering if they're safe and wondering if there is a shooter out there. Absolutely. Right. And Jason, it's typically, and Jason, yeah, I was going to say, and I'm sure we're going to learn more shortly from Radnor Township Police and law enforcement about exactly what this entailed. What was the hoax? Where did they get the information that they obviously had to take so seriously? And we understand this mass, this outdoor orientation mass. It happens every year. It's outside. And from what we were hearing, the chairs were toppled over, I guess, as people heard the news and decided to seek cover and shelter in place. But certainly not the welcome that these students coming from all over the country to Villanova University, a prestigious university right here on the main line, expected on their orientation with their parents as they get ready to start classes and embark on a new chapter in their lives. And I have to tell you, as a parent of my daughter graduated from college a couple years ago, but I just can't even imagine the fear that these parents were feeling as well. And I would be afraid to leave my daughter at school having all of this unfolding. And even though it was a terrible hoax, it's just such an awful thing to have happen for these young students. They're 18, 19 years old. And Jason, you mentioned all the college athletes, the fall college sports that's going on right now, and the teachers and the orientation leaders. A lot of the orientation leaders are fellow students that volunteer to help get these students acclimated. It's just so upsetting for so many people. And right. No, and some may not want to stay, to be honest with you. Some students may say to their parents, like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of emotions when you go off to college. And these kids are excited, they're scared, they're curious. And then to have this happen is really frustrating, disappointing, frightening. Well, thankfully, thankfully nothing happened. Right, right. And it could have ended so much differently. And, initial reports were that maybe one person was injured. Fortunately, that was not the case. And there was never any active shooter here on campus. But imagine getting that text. Imagine being with your student as a parent and seeing them get that text saying there's an active shooter on campus, shelter in place. Imagine living in these beautiful neighborhoods surrounding Villanova University and being told, do not leave your home because there is an active shooter. We are starting to see police officers leave the scene. They're walking back down from the road, from the hill where all the activity was. So you mentioned the shelter in place order has been lifted, and we are starting to see law enforcement come down the road and leave. I'm sure we'll be hearing from authorities shortly on some of the details. What was exactly involved in this hoax? Do they have a person in custody? Do they know who did this and why? And what kind of charges will they be facing? Because, Jason, as you mentioned, the law enforcement response was immense and intense and for nothing. It was a hoax. Crazy. Absolutely.
Totalmente, compañero. La realidad del caso es que, tal y como comentaba, como la parte del
No, I don't. And he wouldn't be where we are. We're on the, I don't know. We're like locked into our location. I just got up.
una broma más bien, pero quiero que vean entonces que a esta hora
I mean, we saw Jack, he walked up, but there's a police tape here, so we can't. The DA and police are speaking somewhere.
I saw other things on the other side.
Well, we can't, we're not there.
Where's Keely and,
Yeah, where's Keely?
The problem was my shotgun's been on for the last hour. So I don't know if they figured out a way to turn that off.
All this for nothing.
Where are we?
I don't even know what.
We're on Township Line Road.
Township Line Road near,
No, County Line Road. We're on County Line Road near Broughton Lane, right here.
County. Well, apparently somebody's talking right now.
Yeah, Stalzheimer's having a presser, and Villanova's chief of police.
Well,
is
how are we
speaking
supposed to
right
get
now.
that?
They're speaking right now. I can hear them in my ear.
Did they say where they're at on your?
Investigation.
No, where they're like. Did they say we're here and yada yada? I mean, it might have been from the other side.
So based on what I heard in my ear, there sounds like they're on the other side of those cars as far as I can see. Because when they put a siren on, I heard it in my eye.
Don't. I mean, we have another crew here. Where are they?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have someone there.
We don't. They're telling us that they see it on your station.
Oh, geez.
Oh, look at that. They're going through the trees.
But yeah, they've been doing that.
No.
Not really, but we are seeing some Villanova University students coming up the road here. Hey guys, can we talk to you? Can we talk to you? Where were you when this all happened?
Yeah, we were in the law school studying, and then cops came in and told us to get out of the building. So, we just got out of the building as fast as we could, and it's pretty scary in there.
Are you a freshman? Are you, you're an upper
We're
class?
1L. Yeah, 1L in law school. It was our orientation too, so our last day of orientation.
I mean, how disconcerting is this? You're in the law school library and then told to leave because of an active shooter.
Yeah, it was pretty scary, but you know what? The cops had it under control, and they did a really great job of getting us out. So we're lucky that we had great police officers to get us out of the building, and we're just lucky we're safe. So
Or where are you guys headed right now?
headed to my apartment, getting off the scene. So
And can you describe the scene? Because from where we are right now, we saw hundreds of law enforcement flying down the street, armed to the hilt. What were you seeing as you were being escorted out of the library and trying to get to safety?
yeah, we saw pretty much the same thing as you guys. A lot of law enforcement on the scene. They were looking for the shooter or the perpetrator in the building. But it was definitely a scary scene, and they did a great job of getting everyone out. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did you hear Villanova University president has said that it was a cruel hoax, that there was never an active shooter? Did you know that?
Yeah, we just got the email, we read it, and I'm just hoping for the best. Praying.
What
for
goes
everyone.
through your mind when you learn that somebody made this all up as you're on campus getting ready to start your year, and all the freshmen on campus too for their orientation?
You just feel bad for the freshmen families. It's nothing that it's something that no one wants to go through, but I'm just hoping and praying for everyone that was involved, and I'm really hoping that it's true, that there was nothing that really went down, and that everyone's okay. So
Where do you were yourself when this happened?
I was in the law school library, yeah, studying.
What is your name
Nick
and last name?
Niemczyk.
And how do you spell that?
Niemczyk. It's a tough one.
Yeah. Were you ever afraid for your own safety?
Yeah, initially we were definitely afraid for our own safety. We ran off campus, and a nice man let us into his home. He was very nice. We took shelter in there, and until we got the email from the university president that we were all clear to go. And we're very lucky. We're lucky to be safe. And yeah, it's great.
What was the phone call like with your parents? Were they freaking out?
Absolutely, they were very scared. But they were very grateful I was okay, and I'm just very lucky.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey. Yeah, Mendham, New Jersey.
So
So-
unfortunately, you already talked to your parents.
Yep,
You have
yeah.
communication with your family.
Yes, I was lucky to communicate with my family, and I'm lucky that I was okay. And
What do you think is next?
what's next? Hopefully, everyone can move on from this situation in a good manner and continue on with their lives, and be a part of the community. And I just, I hope everyone's safe, everyone's doing well, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right.
Just hopefully I get some good grades this year. Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping. What's next, right? So yeah.
Can you imagine something like this could happen where, in the place you study daily?
I think that unfortunately in today's world, yes, and it's a sad thing that I'm saying yes, but in today's world, this is unfortunately the life of your average college student nowadays. It's happened on multiple campuses throughout the years, so it's definitely something that unfortunately is in the back of every student's mind.
Does it cause you to conduct yourself any differently when you saw that email? Do you worry about that, or do you think it's never going to happen? And then you get that text today saying active shooter.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. You think it'll never happen to you, but definitely the text was scary. And again, like I said, the law enforcement agencies were great getting us off the scene. We're very lucky to have great police officers and law enforcement agents that were able to get us out in a calm and efficient manner. So many thanks to them.
All right. Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Absolutely.
Be safe.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're gonna make a great attorney. Anytime you want to breathe on my neck, go for it. It was great.
I have to stay back because I can't hear. Wait. completely clear? Okay. Okay. Megan's texting. We got to get the DA.
Well, do you have his number?
No.
I know Kelly does, but I mean, he parked this way.
He parked right underneath the other side of the bridge.
What?
The DA. So you've got to get
The question is, what are we doing?
The officer came in, rushed us all out.
How do you feel?
At first, again, shock. The adrenaline of it was kind of surreal. It was you don't really know what to feel. What scared us the most is when we were hearing reports of there might be victims, and somebody said that somebody in the second floor room could have been a victim as well. We were all on the second floor, and that's where our hearts really started pumping. The adrenaline went down a little bit, and we all kind of looked at each other like, I mean, that very easily could have been us. We were the library on the second floor is not far from that room. And so that's where it kind of really hit us of, oh my God, I really hope that everyone in the law school is okay. Because again, we've been here for 3 days. I mean, we don't really know each other that well, but it was really surreal.
And to know that this is a hoax, that someone fake called this in.
Mm-hmm. It's infuriating. It really is. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. And I really can't believe that somebody would do something like that. I mean, there's a mass going on. These are new students and their families on campus. And, for everyone to be so excited, I know I couldn't be more excited to be on Villanova's campus right now and a member of the law school. For that to happen, first day, 3 days in, I mean, I haven't sat through my first class yet. It really is just terrifying and disgusting. And I really am just absolutely appalled by the whole situation.
Last question for me. What do you think about the police response and how they handled everything?
I think the police response was incredible. Immediately within, we didn't even get the alert on our phones that there was an active shooter until after we had an officer come up with his weapon drawn, searching through the building, ushering us to find the nearest exit and directing us to the nearest exit. Because again, we've been in this building for 3 days now. We had no idea where we were going. And as we're going down, seeing more officers coming up at the exact same time that we found out, it was really incredible. And to watch on the news and see how, every street got locked down, the perimeter that was set up, everything that was done, seeing the SWAT teams go in with the ballistic shields and everything like that, I think the response was pretty incredible. It was very fast. And I'm really grateful to all the law enforcement and federal agencies and everyone else who's out here protecting us from what was fortunately a hoax. But unfortunately, it happened.
Very good interview.
I'm going to law school. I don't know. Yeah, it's
You're gonna sit.
there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Just wait until I try whoever called this hoax in court. Give me 3 years. Yes. We have no idea. We literally started running that way, made it a few blocks down, and we saw the first house that we saw. We went over, started knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell. I'm going to show you a picture. Actually, it's pretty crazy. We get in there, and he ushers us in. He's letting us. He's keeping us. Letting us know what's going on. We're letting him. We told him there's an active shooter. He comes out of his closet with a shotgun and is watching every single entrance into his home, making sure that there's no one who comes on his property that he doesn't know, protecting us, kept us all safe.
I didn't know where this guy lives.
Literally, if you go that way, there's
On Spring Mill.
Yeah, he's on Spring Mill. If you go down the street,
What kind of
there's
what kind of his house?
if you're walking up to his house, you go down a short driveway. It's right along. You'd make a left into a driveway, and you're kind of looking at the front of his house like this. He's got kind of a door very central in the middle of his house. It's the second house that way. There's one driveway that there's a long driveway that kind of like wraps into an older, kind of looks more run down. I don't even know if it's a house, but if you keep going 2 driveways, I think it was, down that way after you cross over the road, then you can't really miss it. But yeah, he was really nice.
Thank you, man.
Do you have any video from inside?
From inside here? No. I had to get a picture. Yeah, I know. I had to get a picture of the SWAT team standing outside the where it says the Villanova Charles Whittier School of Law. So that was a fun one. But yeah, and I want to thank you as well, because we were watching ABC the whole time, and it was very reassuring to see you out here.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Appreciate that. And just for future.
Well, I hope you don't have to interview me anymore, but
Well, I know.
I love it. It is disgusting. Not only that, we've seen when watching videos of people getting trampled at the mass. over a hoax active shooter. And I don't love the way I don't have them. I did, yeah, I just saw them online. Yeah, it's all over Twitter and everything else. Yes. But what I mean, context. The only thing I don't love about the way the school handled it is we got the all clear. There was a hoax from the school before anything on the news was said. They were still saying the active shooter's inside when we got that email. So it was a very kind of crazy, like, holy shit, the original thing might have been a hoax. Is this a hoax telling us to come back to campus now? It's kind of like do we trust our emails right now? Because it wasn't really making sense. Yeah. I mean, and because my friends are finding it online saying, "Oh my God, it was a hoax! It was a hoax!" And I'm like, I barely just got that email 2 minutes ago. So it really is. But again, thank you so much for everything. And seriously, it was really nice to meet you as well. Yeah.
I'll see you.
Maybe it'll be a little lenient with our first week's. Yeah.
So you're first year boss.
I am. Yes. Yeah.